size of the brain has quadrupled during human existence. As we encountered new environmental obstacles and developed larger bodies, our brains became larger and more sophisticated. Large, sophisticated brains can process and store a vast amount of information. That was a significant advantage for early humans in social interactions and encounters with unknown environments. The contemporary human brain is the biggest and most sophisticated of any living ape. But does larger necessarily mean better? If so, then why are our brains shrinking? This video will explore interesting theories about the evolutionary path of our brain and answer a very debated question: are we becoming less intelligent? In evolutionary biology, the link between brain size and body size in primates and human ancestors is often investigated in order to better understand these species' cognitive skills and adaptive methods. These studies heavily rely on the idea of encephalization, which assesses brain size relative to body size. Large brains, in comparison to body size, are often connected with more complex behaviors, social systems, and cognitive abilities. According to research, the development of brain size in primates is strongly influenced by certain ecological and social variables. For example, primates have a substantially bigger neurocortex, which is primarily engaged in processing complex social interactions and visual information. This expansion is thought to represent an adaptation of the demands of social life and the need to process visual information, such as identifying faces and understanding social signals, both of which are essential for survival in complicated social settings. Studies by Barton, 1998, and Fernandez and others, 2021, have emphasized these links, implying that the neocortex and cerebellum co-evolved to promote both social and technical intelligence, improving primates' capacity to navigate their surroundings successfully. When studying human relatives outside the Homo lineage, such as Australopithecus and Paranthropus, the link between brain and body size sheds light on their evolution. Mark Grabowski, 2016, found that in these early hominins, increases in brain size were often accompanied by commensurate increases in body size. This coevolution indicates that as the brain size increased, so did the metabolic and physical demands on the body, resulting in bigger body sizes in these species. This study calls into question the concept that brain size alone is a direct predictor of intelligence, since it must be examined with body size and the ecological obstacles that these animals confront. A variety of environmental factors, social structures, and nutritional requirements influence the development of brain size in primates and early human predecessors. These causes contributed to the development of bigger brains, which necessitated larger bodies to meet the increasing energy needs. As we follow their story, it becomes clear that the link between brain and body size is crucial for understanding how primates, including early humans, adapted to shifting environments across millions of years. The brain played a major role in how early hominids evolved into modern humans. The growth of brain size in human development started with early hominids, such as Australopithecus, which possessed brains comparable to contemporary apes. Significant expansion occurred with species such as Homo habilis and Homo erectus, culminating in Homo sapiens, which has an average brain size of around 1,350 grams. Over time, the growth of the human brain has profoundly impacted our physical attributes, particularly the skull and facial structure, when compared to our ancestors. Early hominids, like Australopithecus, had smaller brains with skulls which were more ape-like, characterized by pronounced brow ridges, a projecting face, and large teeth. As brain size increased in later species, such as Homo habilis and Homo erectus, there was a notable shift towards a more rounded skull shape with a reduced face and teeth size. The expansion of the brain in Homo sapiens resulted in a higher and more rounded skull, a smaller jaw, and a less pronounced brow ridge. These changes are partially attributed to the extended brain growth periods in humans, which is associated with prolonged childhood and complex social behaviors, setting us apart from our ancestors. Studies on fossilized brain endocasts have shown that brain growth, particularly in Homo habilis, increased the size of the frontal and parietal lobes, areas associated with problem-solving and tool use. Evidence from paleoneurology indicates that this expansion resulted in significant reorganization of the brain, which influenced the evolution of the modern human skull, contributing to the refined facial features seen today. Now, we can't assume that brain size directly corresponds with cognitive ability. Neural efficiency, brain structure, and cultural developments all play important roles in intelligence and complicated behavior. If you're interested in our evolutionary past, be sure to subscribe for more fascinating information about the science of human beginnings and adaptability. Stay updated with the most recent discoveries. Still curious? Let's dive into the theories surrounding the expansion of our brain. The human brain's expansion has been extensively studied, with various intriguing ideas supporting why our brains developed so much more than those of other animals. One is the dietary hypothesis, which proposes that dietary changes, notably a shift in meat intake, supplied the calories and nutrients required to sustain a bigger brain. Early humans, including Homo erectus, may have practiced power scavenging, extracting meat and fat from animal corpses to feed brain growth. Even eating fermented foods, which are simpler to digest and higher in nutrients, may have aided brain development by freeing up energy for cognitive processes. Another strong idea is the social brain hypothesis, which contends that the intricacies of social interactions fueled the evolution of the human brain. As human societies grew more complex, the necessity to manage relationships, alliances, and social hierarchies put evolutionary pressure on bigger brains to handle these obstacles. Environmental changes also had an impact. When early humans traveled and faced new settings, they were forced to innovate in areas such as tool use and hunting techniques, necessitating sophisticated cognitive capabilities and contributing to natural selection for bigger brains. Other important contributors to brain evolution that have been identified are genetic factors, including specific genes associated with language and cognitive abilities. But with advantages of having a larger brain come some disadvantages. Dunbar's 1998 research, emphasizing the advantages of a bigger brain, especially in terms of improved social coordination and communication, both of which are crucial to human society's survival and prosperity. In a 2023 study, Bryant and others investigated how increasing interconnectedness in bigger brains improves abstract thinking and problem-solving skills, allowing people to create sophisticated tools and technology. Barkai and Ben-Dor conducted another research in the same year that looked at how brain growth supported the development of culture and learning, both of which are essential for adjusting in different contexts. These advantages, however, have drawbacks. Aleo and Wheeler's 1995 research found that the human brain has considerable energy demands, needing around 20% of the body's total energy, which has altered our nutritional requirements. Furthermore, Rosenberg and Trevathan's 2002 study explained how brain enlargement led to alterations in birthing, with humans acquiring smaller birth canals owing to bipedalism, resulting in a greater risk during childbirth and demanding a longer time of reliance for children. So, is bigger always better? A bigger brain often has more neurons and a more complicated network of connections, resulting in improved memory, problem-solving abilities, and creative thinking. Larger brains have a more developed cerebral cortex, which is responsible for thinking and planning, resulting in more cognitive resources. During childhood, brain development is crucial for acquiring language, social skills, and emotional intelligence, all of which are necessary for managing life's challenges. So, in many ways, a larger brain improves cognitive function and our comprehension of the world around us. But then, why is our brain shrinking? Despite all the benefits, the human brain has actually shrunk during the last few thousand years. Since the Stone Age, the average human brain has shrunk by around 10%. This is not just conjecture, it is a well-documented reality, and there are several ideas that explain the shrinking. One theory is that as human societies got more sophisticated and cooperative, the need for individual brain power decreased, allowing for a smaller brain. Another argument suggests that changes in our food since the birth of agriculture are a significant influence. Our increasingly sedentary lifestyle and dependence on technology may also be impacting this tendency. And an even bigger question is, does a smaller brain imply that we are becoming less intelligent? While the brain has shrunk, it has also become more efficient, processing information faster, optimizing neural networks, quickly storing and retrieving important data, and processing more complex social interactions. It's adapting to the needs of contemporary life. So in short, the answer is not necessarily. It is fascinating how brain size and cognitive functions have evolved. Check out our other videos that dive into various aspects of human evolution